Join me for real life questions with Mike.
Today I wanted to talk to you about a concept which is called objection handling. It's something I use very often when I talk to graduates, but actually when I talk to professionals or senior professionals. So generally when people book a one-to-one session with me, it's a bit of a big deal. They've got a really significant interview that's coming up and they will pay a reasonable amount of money to speak to me one-to-one. And something that I particularly use for, I would say, sort of director level positions, vice president, partner positions, C-level, is I ask them to think about what are the possible objections that there would be to you getting this job. Now this is a completely different way of looking at interviews. Very often people look at interviews and think, oh, what will they ask me? What are they looking for? So this actually comes from a concept from the mathematician Carl Jacobi, which is called inversion. So instead of thinking what are the things that I need to say in order for them to say yes, I think what are the things that I don't want to say that will make them say no. So objection handling is a common phrase or piece of terminology from sales. If you'd ever worked in sales, a really obvious thing to do is to handle the objections as they come up. We tend to handle objections when we sell, for example, we sell digital products, so we will use lots of testimonials, we will have good faith, we provide lots of free content, we have a guarantee period, and so on and so forth. So objection handling in an interview really comes down to understanding the job description and also your current situation. Say, for example, you're a professional who's looking to move company. Well, an objection that I might have is, why are you looking to move? What's the reason? Is it possible that you're also going to leave where I am? And then other objections could be, your skills, your experience, your temperament. Say you're going for a position where you're going to manage people. Have you managed people? Say you're going for a position where you're going to manage resources. How much resources have you managed before? Say you're going for a position where you're going to generate sales. How much sales have you generated before? Because very often what people tend to do is they do not quantify the result. So maybe you've done sales, but have you sold jumbo jets? If I'm working for Boeing and I'm looking for somebody to be a new regional sales manager, I'm not only going to want to know that they've done sales, but ultimately that they have done sales of a particular value, because jumbo jets cost a lot of money. And even better if you've actually sold jumbo jets, so say you're working for a competitor of ours. So by quantifying this thing, you remove the objection that is in the person's mind. Even if they're not consciously aware that there is an objection, there's going to be certain reasons why they're thinking, well, he seems okay, but he doesn't seem experienced enough. She seems good, but I'm not sure that she could sell the thing that I want her to sell. Now, how can you objection handle, i.e., how can you handle objections before the person has already raised them? Because they may not even ask these questions. They may not say these things because there's an element of people pleasing, and also polite society dictates and say, look, there's a couple of reasons why I don't think that you're good for the job. No one's going to really approach conflict head on like that. Most people are going to avoid it and maybe say it later to their colleagues or to the HR team. Well, first of all, be really matter of fact about the job description. I always get senior professionals to front load their personal introduction. Just last week I was helping somebody prepare for a director level position at JP Morgan, and it was something related to technology. So the way that we prepared his personal introduction was, in the first 10 seconds we'd already said that he knows the technology, how long he's known the technology, the size of contracts that he's dealt with, and that he's managed a team. Now what this does is immediately it puts me in the mind of thinking, this is the guy. This is the guy who can help us solve a problem. Because behind every vacancy, behind every job, essentially it's just a problem that the company has. Now, of course, sometimes you get jobs that are advertised, but they're going to be fulfilled by internal candidates. But the chances are, if you're already getting to, the second, the third, the fourth round, then actually, we're serious about you and we're really thinking about why we should take you. So we're looking for reasons not to take you, because from a company's point of view, there is an inherent element of risk. The risk might be that they have to pay a recruitment consultant. the risk is more likely the fact that they have to spend time and money on somebody who actually then costs us even more time and money because they're not good at their job, and then they divert other people who are doing their job, and then this becomes a bit of a thing. So next time when you're preparing for an interview, instead of thinking what question should I prepare for, think what are the reasons why I would not get this job? And how can I satisfy or handle those objections before somebody even asks them, to leave somebody with a sense of confidence? Because in an ideal world, and in most situations, if I remove all of your objections or all your reasons why you could say no, then all you're left with is to say yes. And that's exactly the position that I want to find myself in at the end of an interview.